Can't even tell you the year.
We're here doing our podcast because we have no radio show anymore.
No.
We have
Those bastards. How dare they lie on their show like that? They got us fired. What if I just kept that narrative going? I'll just, you know what? Go look at the records. Go back and look at the records.
See, no one gets your humor. Your humor is just. First of all, let me say
no one gets my humor. That's the meanest thing anyone's ever said.
No, because one, anybody that listens to this podcast or anything that goes back and says anything are fucking little baby snitches.
It is weird.
Why do people just run back and snitch? They're like, how empty are your fucking lives? You think I'm gonna cause drama between two guys that have known each other for fucking
Why don't you give the background on what you're talking about? Jim and Sam talked about us, played a little bit of our podcast even on the morning show.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Tell them.
Thank them. Oh, thank you.
Thank them.
It feels good to be on the radio again. Okay, sorry. But even they were saying, like, I thought she was joking, but now, in light of this new information, I don't think she was joking. Or she was joking, but telling the truth, too. Which isn't that what all jokes are? It's like, I don't even know what's true sometimes in life, what you're thinking, or you're just making jokes. Aren't you? Isn't that what everyone's doing? Just walking around joking.
Well.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I never, personally.
I make it a point to never know what's happening.
Personally, let me get going here.
Oh, wait,
hold on. What? Oh, Bonnie just got a text.
Oh, look at Sam.
Why would Sam do now?
It's a clunky form of humor that he's got.
Sam has a clunky form of humor.
Clunky. So I texted him.
You text him.
I texted him. No, okay. I say it correctly. I go.
Read your text.
I go. It was a joke. It's a running joke on our podcast.
Well, shouldn't you explain what happened before you tell the people?
I guess they're going to get it in context. I never thought you guys got us fired. I'm not harboring resentments. When I joked when I saw you, it was jokes. Glad that's cleared up. Now get us our show back. And then he wrote, oh, shit. They told me today they wanted you guys back. And I was like, no way.
Well, they do want us back.
Clunkety clunk.
What do you mean?
He's a nice guy, bud. Come on.
No, Sam. Look, I'm a big
He's not a professional comedian like you and myself and his co-host.
Who's his co-host? You can't say Jim's name?
I couldn't remember it. It was a joke, folks. No, she can't remember my name. I've been friends with them. Okay, so here's what happened. Was that on the last podcast? And we let me just say this. There was an argument because I said, let's do this podcast on Patreon so people can fucking pay for it. If they want to hear little fucking baby high school dramas,
high school drama.
It is. It's so immature and babyish. Two grown men sitting there discussing whether my hug was genuine or not. Like, come on.
What hug?
I gave Sam a hug and was like, I always do it to him though. I'm always like, oh, all right. It's like, Sam and I don't have a relationship where I openly act like I like him. I openly act like I don't like him.
Yeah.
That's our whole thing, and it's been our whole thing.
But you kind of deep down inside are in love with him, right?
I think he's probably got a huge cock. Anyone who lets their hair do that, there's something else going on that's a big positive. You know what I mean?
You think so?
Yes.
Anybody that looks like that from the forehead up.
He's got way too much confidence for how he looks. So I'm going to guess he's packing.
But he seems like the kind of guy that's not. I mean, if you look at him,
he's so dumb. He doesn't even know a big dick is a good thing.
No, I think because Sam is.
He's like walking around like he doesn't know what a big dick is. He's like, man, my 4.5 inches is swinging.
A big dick is someone who got fired from Sirius. Well, anyhow,
I don't get it. Oh, someone who got us fired.
No, not got us fired. The other person who's not even in on this, because I really wanted to talk about him too.
Okay, so.
I wanted to move on.
Let's talk about this. So I wanted to do it on Patreon, and Rich said no because they made a joke on the show that you love money, and now you're like, no, I don't want people to think I'm only after the money.
No, I'm not after them. Listen,
I think we will talk about this more in depth on Patreon because it's honestly embarrassing. I think at this point that anybody's still talking about it.
Well, you're the one who brought it up last week. You can't blame them for.
I know, but I was.
Whoa! Stop! You can't blame them for rebutting.
I agree. I agree. I'm embarrassed too. I'm embarrassed too. I'm embarrassed doing it right now.
Well,
But
if I was Jim and Sam, I would get to the bottom of it too. If
but Sam tweeted me or whatever, and I responded. The private tweet thing. I go, he did this long tweet about what he heard on the podcast, which I don't even remember a lot of times what we've talked about. But when they played it on his show, which we didn't get a chance to finish listening to it because I don't know what's going on. Maybe
you probably did say something that.
So we didn't get to that part of the podcast on their radio show where I was rehearing something. It's like something you dreamt. Oh, is that what happened? So you were saying that I was trying to get paid by Anheuser-Busch, as you recall.
Yes.
And then you were saying you got to go on all this media outlets and say they didn't pay you. And I made the joke.
Not Anheuser-Busch, the company.
No, because nobody gives a shit about the company, but Anheuser-Busch would force the company to then pay me.
And you did get paid.
I did get paid. Thank you, everybody. Some people tweeted it after I got paid. I was like, ee. So then I said, I'm going to go on
Jim and
Sam, whatever their show is called.
You say Jim and Sam first. That's the name of the show.
Jim and Sam.
You don't put Sam before Jim. You're not going to do that. That would be stupid, right?
If that's insulting and you guys are going to have a show about it, I apologize in advance. She did Sam first. Then Sam makes some clunky joke about it. Sorry. Okay, I'm mean too. And I don't mind if people are mean about me, which they were a little bit. It's fine because I'm also mean. I just don't want. I just think like if I'm being mean, I'm joking about it, and I feel like they got real sincere.
I don't know. I can't
about it. Okay, so anyway, then
they're also doing a 4-hour.
They're
radio
also.
tour
I agree. I totally agree. They got
to go from beginning to end. They can't just throw out.
And they'd probably have nothing in common. Really,
Who?
This is like I've brought them together, like a mutual hatred. I don't know. I don't listen to the show very often.
I've been having headaches too long. I think I have a tumor. Go ahead.
Well, we can only hope. But here's what it would actually answer a lot of questions if you did have a tumor, like some of the things you're saying and doing.
MRI on
you take
head.
the tumor out. You're like, I wanted to do what? A basement suite. Why do I have all these rings on my hands? Rich has so many rings now.
I have 3 rings.
You look like you're selling rings. You look like you're selling illegal jewelry.
So, what were you saying?
Can I buy that middle one there? How much for the middle one? It's god awful.
No, it looks
it's god
good.
awful. And is it? I thought you might have been transitioning like from your fingertips back, but now I'm starting to think maybe when you masturbate, you like you're getting jerked off by a kingpin or something. Is that one of the fantasies? Or
go ahead. So,
okay.
Can you finish your dumb rant? So stupid. Well, why do you get me in trouble everywhere we
I like
go?
to pretend Liberace is jerking me off. Is that a guy? Liberace.
Yeah. He was a piano player.
Okay.
Is that a guy?
I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember if that was like.
Why do you get me in trouble? You seem like I don't have these resentments. I don't have these feelings.
But
I'm the one who pays.
Right, because I'm passive aggressive also, and so.
But why am I the one who always pays? Like,
how are you paying for it? They said 10 times they love you. They kept saying like, they kept acting like poor you that had to live with this horrendous beast of a woman.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I love Rich. They kept saying it. Rich is one of my best friends. I love Rich. Rich is a great guy.
But they clump me in with the way your sense of humor.
Well, because it's our show. It's our show.
Oh.
But what never came up like, why didn't Rich just tell her earlier?
I did.
You waited 15 months before.
What?
Saying they didn't get us far. So I don't
know they didn't get us far.
I know that. I've never thought that. If I said it on the podcast, it was just dumb shit coming out of my mouth, which I don't know if I said it or not. They didn't play it while I listened. But
you've always known.
But I do. We do have the running joke that I have resentments against Jim and Sam. Like if their name ever comes up, I say something negative or bitchy. I feel like it's important to have certain people that you can just make negative jokes about.
No, because originally,
remember we used to always do it with Mark Norman. We'd always anytime Mark Norman's name come up, we would say something shitty.
I like him
even though we like him.
Yeah,
it's just good to have a couple of punching bags at your disposal.
Well,
for comedic purposes.
But I know why you kind of made jokes about them in the beginning when they took over.
Yeah, I was in the beginning.
In the beginning, you still were good friends with certain people, so you probably.
I'm not talking about that.
Give me my file, please.
Where is it?
Right there. Where you going?
Can I come back in 1 second?
Where you going?
Just talk for 1 second.
Here's what I think. Here's what I think. One, from the beginning, Bonnie never thought they got us fired. Bonnie was, and this is for all the snitches out there, so you could, I could set the record straight. Of course, Bonnie didn't think Jim and Sam got us fired. Bonnie was only upset, or the main reason she was upset, and it wasn't even because Jim never called and said, "Hey, sorry you got fired." It was because when we got fired, Sirius called me. Don called me and said, "Hey, they're letting go of your show." So Bonnie was really mad that Don never called her. That's where the resentment started, that Don didn't also call Bonnie and say, "Hey, your show is gone." So then Bonnie, from that resentment towards Don, or that anger at the time, probably also thought, well, Jim should call her. But really,
no, it's because they all called you.
Jim never called me.
I remember you having a conversation. You said I was sitting in my car talking to
Yeah, I
Jim
talked to Jim for a long time, but he didn't know we were fired.
Oh.
He had no clue, or he might have known that all of Opie's shows.
Well, whatever. It was
Yes,
if I had anger and
I
resentment,
think,
it was pretty short lived.
But your resentment was towards Don in the beginning for not calling you and saying,
I thought he should have. I was part of that show.
Yeah, so Don and Sirius should have called you, not Norton or Sam. They don't call you. If they see you somewhere, they go, "Oh, sorry, I heard about your show." So your resentment, in my opinion, was overflowed from what you were mad at Don and Sirius. Now, also, never once ever did Bonnie, or definitely me, think that Jim and Sam got us. Of course they didn't. What we did here, here's what we did here.
Do you don't want to say this for Patreon?
No.
You guys go to Patreon.
Yeah, go to Patreon. No, I'll do it here. What we did here is, and I don't know
this
who.
This is an honor system.
And I talked to Sam about this.
You listen to this, you go to fucking Patreon.
This is what we heard. This is way before all the shakeup or all this stuff. What we heard is, and I talked to Sam and cleared this up, was that Sam, we were on from 6 to 8 on Tuesday. So, and Sam was on from we were on 7 to 9. What we were on? Was it 7 to 9 or 6 to 8? 7 to 9 we were on. 7 to 9. And then Sam came on after us. So what we heard from somebody was Sam wanted the whole week from 7 to 9 instead of late nights, so that he was trying to get...
Actively trying to get us out.
Not trying to get us out, just trying to get that spot.
Right.
Which, again, if I was Sam and I was on at midnight, or at 9 to midnight, I would rather have 7 to 9. So I straightened it out with Sam. He goes, "No, I never try to get you guys fired." Deep down, I'm sure he did want that spot, and I don't blame him. But somebody...
I think one thing you're missing with Sam is, Sam, there's no deep down.
Okay, yeah, there's no... so I don't know who told us.
Sam, it's a joke!
I don't know who told us.
I'm sorry, I know I must be annoying, because I'm kind of really talking about it. But honestly, I don't care that much about it. It's not like...
No, there's no... It's
I think of them as friends,
since...
the people that if they show up somewhere, I smile, I laugh, I have a couple of jokes with them, and we move on. We're not.
What do you mean they show? I mean,
look, I've encountered them many times.
Well, obviously,
he talked about Red Eye. I saw him on Red Eye. I made a very funny joke, which you gave me. I thought it was
What was the joke?
It was right after they took over the morning show, and I said, if I get up to go to the bathroom, I'm scared Sam will steal my chair.
I gave you that?
Yeah, you told me.
I am a good writer.
Say I said that on Red Eye. I don't know if they cut it out, but they were like, people were kind of a little stunned.
See, obviously you don't have the relationship I have with Norton. I mean, me and Norton go back 25. I don't know how many
I've
years.
never masturbated to the same girl. So
what?
Isn't that stuff you guys used to do?
No,
shit like that?
No, you know.
He's fingering her. You're getting a blowjob.
You're mixing up radio bits with reality. No, you're like a listener. You don't know reality from radio bits. So, from the beginning, I knew
By the
whole
way,
behind
isn't
the
it funny
scenes.
though that the worst insult Rich can give anyone is you're like a listener?
You are.
Sorry, folks.
What's
Sorry, folks out there.
So I knew right from the beginning. I knew the whole stories with everything. But so the bottom line is snitches. The bottom line is
Snitches be bitches, yo.
no.
They're not
That's
cool.
not the saying.
What is the saying?
It's snitches get stitches.
Oh.
'Cause
Well,
they
I
get
didn't know there was a
stabbed.
saying. I just made one up as I went along.
We never, ever. I at least 100% know they didn't get us fired. I knew why we got fired because they were cutting back on the budget. You know, E-Rock. There was other shows. I'm not saying E-Rock. There was other shows that were doing it for free. I don't know, but I know Race Wars and My Wife Hates Me were getting paid. Okay, so
Well, you really only know My Wife Hates Me was getting paid.
yeah, I don't even know if Race Wars were, but so
I'm sure they were.
Sirius cut back on money and let us go. It's not had nothing to do with Jim and Sam, had nothing to do with fucking Opie. It was Sirius cutting back on money, and you know we were only getting paid. We weren't getting paid a lot. It was decent. It was okay. But it also, to run a show, they have to hire engineers, edit, whatever. So it was more than we just got paid. And Sirius said, fuck it, it's not worth it. Hopefully we're trying to get the show back. I know somebody's fighting to get it back for us because we did love doing it. It was a lot of fun. It was not our podcast. It was a radio show. Our podcast, obviously, is from our fucking dining room. We're not the best sound on the planet. And we never have guests.
That's part of the show that hurt the most.
What? That's what Jim and Sam?
That they got us fired and then mocked our
Sound?
home system.
Is that what hurt? So, look, I would love for Bonnie to go on Jim and Sam and clear the air. There's no tension between me and those guys.
No.
I've done the show fucking... You know, the reason I wasn't doing the show in the beginning...
Can I just also say something?
What? When, you know...
Jim did ask me to do...
Chip. Yes.
Which I made it a point early on in my career. I said, you know what, I'm not going to do any shows where the host is a character.
See, already you're starting... Everything you say is just fuel to start trouble.
Is it?
Yes.
Why? Why
Because-
can't that be funny?
Huh?
Why can't that be funny?
It is funny, but you don't understand people that listen.
My God, you in those rings and filing your nails, it's
I
telling me what I do wrong in life. Something's happening here, and I'm not sure what it is. But
What do you mean, my nails? I'm trying to grow my nails.
no, I didn't want to do the Chipperson podcast only because I just didn't think I'd be good at doing it. I have an attitude problem. And
So why wouldn't you get back to him when he...
well, because I tried to think of how to say no many different ways, and I could
why
never.
wouldn't you be good at it? You don't even know what the podcast is.
I just know like stuff on Twitter about it. Like,
Well, you know,
like somebody that's like he does a.
It's really fun.
I'm
it's
sure
really
he's
funny.
hilarious. It's like
It's-
comedy
when
gold.
I did it, I've never been really speechless, on radio or podcasts. I was kind of sitting there going, what the fuck do I say to this?
Well, see, that's why I thought I wouldn't be good at it.
Yeah, you'd be good at it.
I'd be like,
I mean,
Jim, I know you're in there. Come on, Jim.
Okay. So anyhow.
So anywho, I just didn't respond, which I felt bad about, but I honestly just couldn't think of like a funny or like good way to say no, thank you. I should have just said no, thank you.
Why would you say no? He did our roast. He was the best man. He flew all the way to Canada.
I know, but I got anxiety thinking about going and doing it. People don't realize I have a lot of mental problems.
No, you don't see Norton as I see him. He fucking flew to Canada to be in our wedding.
I think I know. I'm not against Norton. I just didn't want to do it myself. It had nothing to do with him.
They don't. He did our fucking roast.
So he should have just done it.
Not only did I do a roast, he went on first, which is the toughest spot in the fucking roast.
I think he asked to go on first.
No, he didn't ask. I did the lineup.
Oh.
Okay, and
Well, he killed on the roast. He was fantastic. Okay, I'm sorry. I
apologize to Jim.
I apologize for not getting back to you about Chip Chipperson.
Apologize for everything.
You better play this on your fucking show. I'm so sorry about not responding. I should have responded. This is my official statement. I'm sorry that no response is not good enough after we've been friends for this many years, and I should have responded.
Again, you're passive aggressive.
Why is that passive aggressive? I'm trying to add a little entertainment to it, so it's not completely like, Jim, I just didn't know what to say. I don't know how to say no sometimes.
But why don't you say, I will do it?
Because I don't want to do it.
But why wouldn't you want to do? You know how many listeners he has?
I know, but
You do some of the dumbest podcasts in New York. You go in, and you tell me, I'm going to do this podcast.
Like tomorrow.
Yeah, like, no, Bobby's podcast is...
joking. Well, I'm sorry. I can't stop it. It's... This is why everyone hates me. I realize.
No, I hate you for other reasons.
And also.
But...
You've broken me down here today. Guys, you've made me see the light. I should be more serious. You're doing it again.
What?
I can't help it.
What am I doing?
No, me. I was being your voice.
Oh.
Okay.
Apologize.
I'm sorry for any upheaval that I might have caused anyone, or uncomfortable feelings, or ill will. I will try to convince myself to do the Chip Chipperson podcast. I will try to convince myself to do it.
No, now, like...
I have a fear of certain things. That's a live podcast.
It's not live. Maybe, I don't know if it's...
Isn't it?
No, it's not live. It's taped.
No, in front of an audience.
He's not asking you to do it in front of the audience. He asked you to come to studio and do it.
Oh, no, he didn't ask either way. He just said, can you do the Chip
Yeah, the
Chipperson
podcast.
Well, I didn't know. I thought it was live. I honestly thought it was live. Oh, now they're going to have a whole fucking thing about this. What an idiot. She thought it was live.
You didn't know.
You know, they're gonna blame Lindsay and Opie for telling me that. They probably told her it was live. Sorry. Thought it was live.
Who told us that Sam tried to...
I thought, didn't you do it live?
No, I did it in the studio.
I really thought you were in front of an audience.
No.
Well, how can it be that funny if it's not in front of an audience?
What do you mean, how can it be that funny?
I mean...
How can we be funny? We're not in front of an audience.
I know, but we don't end our podcast and be like, whoa, we were really funny.
He doesn't end his podcast. What do you...
I didn't think he did. I'm just saying, like, you came home and you're like, that. You talked about it like it was a live show. You had the energy of a live show still stuck on you, man. You were walking around like you'd signed autographs.
Oh. You're really...
I'm sorry. Should I... Listen.
What?
I hate myself with a passion every morning. I try to like get rid of it before I get out of bed, and now you guys are making me see I'm right in the first place.
What, to hate yourself?
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't do things right. I don't care. You know what? I'm going to start crying now. See? That's why I joke around. So I don't break down. I don't want the floodgates to open.
So do you think, can you go on, I think you should go on Jim and Sam in the morning. I know it's tough.
Well, of course I'm going to go on in the morning. That's when they do the show.
Yeah, you haven't even done it. Now, let me clear this up, too. The reason I wasn't doing it, and they mentioned this, I got paid to do Opie's show.
Oh, no. We're not going over that again. That's over. Done.
We talked about that?
Yeah, boom. That's, come on. What are you fucking kidding me?
I don't remember talking about it, did I?
Maybe I'm a fucking horrible person, but that's...
All right.
Why would you go over it again? It's been gone over ad nauseum by every podcast, every
you're right,
pop-up, every fucking...
Every pop-up? What are you talking about?
Everybody's talked about it endlessly.
I do have one anger issue still with all of it.
Well, then go text whoever you're angry at, and let's not do this on the podcast every time. And then somebody snitchy bitchy with the fucking stitchies, they go and send it off to somebody, and then somebody plays it on their fucking show, and then
they don't have a show.
Feelings are hurt. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
All right, it's just that picture he posted of me when I was sitting there. My stomach was all fucking fat when I was sitting.
Who cares? You know what, Rich? You're fucking 60. You put your time in this fucking business. You look amazing. I
could lose 10 pounds.
It does. Your fucking weight has nothing to do with being a legend. In fact, if you were a little fatter, I think people would respect you a little more.
No way.
Well, if you kept your shirt on. Let me rephrase that. No, listen, you don't need to worry
How do
about
my nails
how
look?
you fucking look sitting down. If he wants to put pictures out that he knows
good.
are going to upset you, that's on him. That's not on you.
Wow.
You're more than a
But
fucking
somebody that when he did it, and then he took it down and apologized. But still, that was that person's sense of humor. You know, I would have never done that to somebody to a friend. And
You might have done
if-
it had you not known that person would think it's a bad picture. I mean,
He knows a bad picture. He put up and went, ugh.
oh, well, that's mean.
And I don't know.
Well, can I just say one thing?
could
Because
say-
obviously that's a shitty thing, and if somebody did it to me, I'd be
But he
pissed.
took it down and said, I'm sorry.
Right.
But still.
But the
that-
damage had been done.
Yeah,
it still
that's,
hurts.
Somebody's sense of humor is not a joke. It's just something
Right. But,
mean.
Right.
Something mean.
But let's put just
And the
let's get
because I saw a picture last night that somebody put up of me. I go, I don't like it. I look heavy in the picture, you know, and I'm an entertainer. I want to look as good as I can. Why do you think I buy rings? So